Hello and welcome out to this week's episode of Gamers Council. Oh, I was supposed to hit this button. I like this one better though. I love it. Welcome out, everybody. Happy Halloween. Yay. Oh my goodness. The chat's already starting to fill up. Got over 20 people in the chat already, and some of our regulars join us. We greatly appreciate that. And we are going to have such a great show tonight, man. We are fired up, ready to go. Great topics, great panel members, returning panel member, and then, of course, a new panel member for the first time ever. So excited. RHETRI, tell them, everybody, who we got in the house.
We got Gaming Forte. Welcome back. And KMEGA for the first time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Gamers Council chair. You're breaking that right now. So yeah, I love Gaming Forte. I love his takes, and KMEGA too. He was on my list for a while, and I was like, you know what? We haven't got K in here yet. So happy to have him in here. Two guys with really even-keeled takes, I think. You know what I mean? Like with some of us, like me, go extreme and go a little crazy. I think these guys are maybe more in the middle. So happy to have you guys here. Like Kay's like, I don't know about that.
We lean particular ways, but we just don't let people go overboard, because guess what? When you go overboard, you get disappointed. So we just try to keep people, keep them in line so they don't get crazy out here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think people know where my alliance is for sure, but there's, like Forte said, we got to keep it. Sometimes got to pump the brakes, but I can get a little radical sometimes myself, though. So don't get it twisted. Good. So it is what it is.
Well, you're in good company then.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And we didn't say this before because we kind of jumped on in, but I do want to make sure that you guys know that we want you to be yourselves. So like if you have free reign to obviously don't drop 80 F-bombs, but you could definitely be yourself. So if you want to cuss or whatever, and if, it's all good. It's all welcome here. We just, like I said, we want you to, this is a space where everybody, to get along, have a great conversation. And if we're talking something and you have a point to make, just jump in. It's all good. It's, sometimes you have to try really hard to get over RHETRI, but just keep at it.
Yeah. That's why I said, don't be afraid to interrupt, because sometimes I can be loud and I can be long-winded. But if you guys got any good points, interrupt.
And I do have a mute button for RHETRI. What?
Yeah, he does.
I'm just kidding. That's fine. I'm teasing. RHETRI, what we got first, buddy?
Yeah, we like to start off just finding out what everyone's playing, and if you guys are watching any cool TV shows, movies, anime, anything like that. So, KMEGA, we'll start with you, buddy. What have you been playing lately?
Man, it's a little bit of everything, but mostly Starfield. I've come to the conclusion that I have to beat this game because I've been just playing it and not following the story. So now I'm finally following the story. And I'm having a blast playing it, but I've also been playing a little bit of Alan Wake 2. I've just recently got Baldur's Gate 3. Started put a couple of hours in. Well, I played that game all night Friday night. Then I was playing the Tekken 8 beta this past weekend. Had a blast with that, and then played the finals. Got a little beta and run with that. So I was kind of been jumping around playing all different types of things. But I mean, there's a couple other things like, I wanted to give a shout out to a game called I played the other night too. It was I think it's Evan Knights, Eston Knights or something like that. I guess it's from an anime, but I've never even seen the anime, but it is pretty dope. It's on PlayStation, it's on PC. It's not on Xbox yet, unfortunately, but hopefully that game will come over there. But it's really cool. It's got a different type of twist to it. But that game, big shout out to that game as well.
Nice. Any TV shows or movies or anything that you've been watching? It sounds like you have not had any time to do.
No, man. I'm finna catch up on Loki next week. Me and the wife and because she enjoys watching the Disney stuff with me. But man, I've just been watching sports, and I was coming here for my Rams or my OU Sooners, but they had a bad damn weekend, so I'm going to just go ahead and just wear this, wear my Crawford hat.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, just kind of let it slide.
Yeah, I got Clemson here, but I haven't been I haven't been wearing I'm from New England, so I haven't been wearing my Patriots stuff for a pretty good reason. I think you all probably know why that is. So so it hurts. It hurts.
Listen now. You never take off your New England. You never take off. You never listen. Hold up, man. You never.
I did not know. I did not know you were one of
Forte,
us.
you just made his Christmas list this year.
You never take off your Patriots stuff.
The man cave, dude. Forte just got like 10 points cooler in my book. Okay,
take off your Patriots. Even when we suck, you don't take it off.
That is true.
You're right. You don't want to be a fair weather fan.
There you go.
That's true.
I've been a Ram fan since 1983, man. So I've been through the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, and especially seeing you two as Patriot fans, it does burn a little bit.
It's a little ugly right now.
Yeah, Spygate, and then get to us.
People ask me all the time. They say, "How do you feel now? Your Patriots ain't playing." I said, "Listen, man, I got 20 years of greatness. I cannot." And people say, "Well, you live in Michigan. How you become a Tom Brady fan?" I was like, what's the name for it? I was like, "Listen, Tom Brady was a Michigan man." And
that's right.
That's true.
I wasn't 7th round pick.
Said, listen, I was not a Patriot fan in 2021, 2022. But once that man broke through and won that first Super Bowl, I was like, I gotta support the home. And then ever since then, it's just been Tom Brady all day. All day.
Yeah. Kind of same too with because I've adopted the Rams. Like everybody, I'm from Oklahoma, and so and I am, and only thing that I was raised to like in Texas is their women and food. So I'm like, anything else that goes on in Texas, like sports teams, no, I don't like it. And then what's crazy, because there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans out here in Oklahoma, or Chiefs fans, and I was like, nah, I don't like neither one of them. I like this Eric Dickerson dude running down the field. So let me go ahead and like this blue and gold. And so it is what it is, man. But
nice.
All right. It is good.
Love it.
Good to see some sports fans, fellow sports fans in here, and gamers.
Absolutely.
So it's great.
And gamers and sports, absolutely, which takes up all my time, just like you, KMEGA. Yeah. Sir X-Man with the $2 super chat. My buddy KMEGA, let's go. Going to be a great show. All right. Thank you, Sir X-Man. Appreciate you, man. Forte, what have you been playing, buddy?
Man, so Spider-Man, of course. I'm literally on the last mission. I'm right where you go up to the house and it says, do all your upgrades now because this is it.
Forever hold your peace, right?
so I literally turned around, was like, okay, I'm about to go clear the map now before the game's over. So I'm at the very end of that. It's really good. I think about 20, 21, 22 hours in. Game's great. Bugs all everywhere, but that's to be said. Other places.
Fun bugs.
Bug bugs, yes, they're definitely everywhere. Outside of that, Battlefield 2042. New season's out. Dude. Battlefield 2042.
Forte is scoring some major points here. Dude, I can't get anyone to play that goddamn game with me. We're gonna have to team up, Forte.
Listen,
all right. I'm gonna have to get you guys on the Discord server and shit, because like every time I'm like, if I say Halo, everyone's like, yeah. If I say COD, everyone's like, yeah. Fortnite, yeah. How about Battlefield? Crickets. No one fucking wants
to. No, I love Battlefield. I just been so much to play. I got to get back on Halo and on Battlefield, so because I know Battlefield has definitely got hit the crickets.
Yeah, deal. I've been just living in there the last if I'm not playing Spider-Man, I'm playing that. And then I jump back and forth with Starfield. I'm like mostly picking at that at this point now, just going through experiencing different planets and stuff. But outside of that, man, I beat Mario Wonder because I just blitzed that game real quick. Wow. That's one of the best games that came out this year that people just slept on. They thought listen, Mario's Mario, but this is like an evolution of the 2D Mario game. So that was actually really cool. It's so fun. But yeah, outside of that, just Battlefield and everything else, and TV and movie wise, I just finished Ahsoka last week because I hate watching them. I hate watching episode by episode. I'm waiting for Loki, so I haven't even started yet.
I haven't either. I'm just waiting. I'm doing exactly what you're doing for it, Ted.
Yep, I'm waiting for Loki. They're on episode 4, trying to get through that. So right now, TV show wise, I do it yearly because I am a huge Kiefer Sutherland fan. I'm going through 24 all over again. I'm already I'm on season 3. I'm towards the end of season 3 right now, and there's 8 seasons plus Redemption, which was the Knife movie tie-in one. So I'm in the middle of that, and then I also finished Manifest a couple weeks ago. I finished Manifest, the airplane TV show.
Oh,
so
lot
of stuff out there that kind of balances your time. Good thing that I don't sleep basically.
Right.
But RHETRI, did you see in the chat, man, all the people that said they play? I mean, look at that.
I did. Hey, well, all right. Def Leppard, I did see that, Sir X-Man, so I'm gonna have to hit you up. I think Sir X-Man, I can't remember if you're in our Discord or not, but I know Def is. So So I've been playing myself. I've been playing a lot of Halo. Halo Season 5 is absolutely fire for me. I don't know. I think it's the levels. The new levels are really, really good. They play really good.
Really that much better? Because
for me, the levels make a huge difference. And, when you're playing like 4 versus 4 or whatever, even like big team battle and like the Forge built maps and stuff. I don't know what it is. I almost can't put, my finger on it, what it is about this season. It just feels better to me. When the maps are good and the maps are right, then I have a ton of fun. When I can't stand the maps and I'm getting sniped and I can't figure out where from, then it's just not fun.
That's my biggest thing, because I love that game, but I hated the way that they went about treating it over the course of the last 2 years that it released. So I just told myself, I'm not playing this game, man. Until it's good, it's really, really good. I'm not playing it, but I'm hearing so many people say it now, because it was the same thing with Battlefield. I bought I tell people all the time. If you really truly care and love a game, you're not going to wait for it to hit like a service. Now Xbox did a solid by us because Halo was in Game Pass day one. Battlefield, we all know EA puts their games in there. 9 months later, it's going to show up in Game Pass. But guess what? I was not waiting, because I am a huge Battlefield fan. So I bought that $100 version, and I was in there day one. And they pissed me off with the state of the game. And I was like, I'm not playing this until it's great. Yeah. And then literally over the last 2 seasons, the game is phenomenal. I agree. And the only thing that holds me not going to Halo, because every time I try to play Halo, I'm like, okay, it's better, but it's not that much better. But everybody's saying it is now. So I need to jump in there with people to see exactly what's going on. But the maps look really cool. Good. Everybody I see playing it, the map looks amazing. The gameplay's Halo, so I never had an issue with the gameplay in Halo. It was mostly just the desyncing that happened every once in a while in the game.
Yeah, that was definitely an issue. Yeah, I mean, we had a bunch of people last night playing. We had Jedi Peter Knight, Umbra, KY Bob, Hargeet was there, Red Dead Panda, Bushido. There's a bunch of us that were playing it, and I think that might be part of the solution to the problem, where if you get a really good group of people that are actually talking and working together, when you work together in Halo, you can't it ain't COD, it's not Fortnite, you can't really go solo. You gotta play as a team in Halo, and I think that might be the difference here. Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
I got that the banner across the bottom. Do me a favor, go get your latest link.
The latest link
for the Discord, and drop it in the chat. That way, people, if they want to, they can at least go in and join the Discord channel.
Yeah, true.
That way. So, since we're talking about it, we might as well promote it.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah. Why not? If I had to say the only other thing that's been bugging me this week, like you said, we're all huge sports fans. My Michigan Wolverines, that whole thing with my Wolverines right now, bro.
You better hope they get the national championship this year, because they're gonna get cooked.
Listen. All this would come out.
Is in trouble.
All this stuff would come out on the year that my team is the best team in the country. We got the Heisman Trophy candidate, sitting at the quarterback position, and I can't stand. I'm from Michigan. I can't stand Ohio. Ohio's like It should just shout out to anybody from Ohio in the chat. I ain't against you. It's a Michigan versus Ohio State thing. And the funny thing is, I find myself watching Ohio State games, rooting for them to lose.
Wow.
Like, please lose. And then I had no football to watch today because Michigan's on a bye week this week, and I'm up here watching Ohio at work. Like yesterday, like lose. I'm so, see, that's
shaking his head.
You know what the funny thing is?
I know the feeling.
The funny thing is, I've been thinking about doing this. It's so many people that are gamers and fans of sports in our community. We don't have like a show, like a sports show to have so we can all, like, I was thinking about saying, hey, we could do something like on Mondays and we could like talk about football and stuff, because there's a lot of people that love that stuff, and you see it on the timeline every Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. So I tried to do one about 5 years ago, and it was like three or four of us, and then it just wasn't consistent. Plus, people kept dropping out, and so it died on the vine like within like I say 3 months. So, but yeah. Anytime somebody would try to do it, I'm with it. Hit me up. I love talking about sports. Yeah,
maybe it's time to bring it back, KMEGA. There you go.
Yeah.
It's time.
I would definitely
depending
be down for
on
it.
the day, of course.
Right, of course.
I have to ask my wife. No,
yes, that's exactly. You got to ask your wife. I got to have time for my gaming.
She's like, another one? Seriously? Another one? I don't see you. All you do is watch sports and play video games, and now you want to do another podcast?
Another one? Yeah.
Another one?
But honey, it's what keeps our relationship fresh.
Shout out to all our girlfriends and wives or our significant others
putting up with us.
Who put up with us, podcasters and content creators out here, because man, it is a lot of people just don't know how much time you consume on just doing this type of stuff. And then on top of that, you're a gamer, or whatever that you do with your content, and then people work, and then they got other, kids and all types of things like that, other real life adult things that we don't like to deal with. So it's just
reality.
Yeah. So, but shout out to the significant others, man, that stand by us, man. I'm thankful for my wife every day, man, for that. Because I was saying, I was just getting ready. Yeah, I was getting ready to. That's why I was a little bit late, because my wife was cooking me something to eat. And she's like, "Oh, what time was that podcast you said?" And I was like, "Man, it's a few minutes." So I was over here trying to eat it. Like, oh man, I gotta go. I gotta hit the button. Gotta come on in, man. So yeah,
that's funny.
Right?
Exactly, man. Yeah, same here. My wife is awesome, so she supports all the stuff I do.
Good shout out to the significant others, because that's
absolutely
awesome. That's awesome. I do want to make a quick little shout out. I was watching the other night, Gaming Forte and Luca and Slow-Mo, and they had one hell of an episode on her show, man. You guys were bringing it, and it was great. It was awesome. You guys, you and Slow-Mo do a podcast as well too, but I just have to be where I could get some time and watch it, and man, I couldn't pull away from it. You guys were on point, and I thought it was a great episode. I just wanted to make sure you knew that, man.
Yeah, we saw you in the chat. Yeah, we appreciate it, man. Definitely. It was a very, the thing is, Luca, since it's on a Saturday, it's easy because people have time on the weekend. So definitely understand why people can come through. But she has a very unique show where it's gaming, but she also brings in world events and stuff. And it's really cool. That's why I appreciate being on the show with her. Real life stuff with her.
Yeah.
That's why I like Luca on Twitter too. She throws that, like, I try to keep it all gaming, but she throws that like real life stuff in there, and I'm like, man, I want to do some of that too, but I don't know if everyone's gonna be like, see ya. It's supposed to be about Game Pass.
What about amazing? We got almost 80 people in the chat right now. We got Post Up just jumped in. We got the Mr. Boomstick. We got Def Leppard, G Maybe, Jim Ryan's first party GoFundMe account.
Oh man,
get him out there.
He's a regular. Yeah,
exactly. And of course, fuck you. I mean, I love fuck you.
Our brother from London. Absolutely.
And everybody else, if I miss you, please don't take offense. It's just a lot of people jumping in, and we greatly appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you so much. And please hit the like button. And RHETRI, what is our first big conversation?
So I just wanted to talk real quick and get you guys' opinions about the Xbox partner preview show. I'll start with you, KMEGA. Was there any highlights or anything in the show that kind of got your attention, or is there anything that you're looking forward to, or did you kind of feel like this show was a little lackluster? Like, what did this show do for you? Did you like the format? Like, kind of give us your insights overall of the show, in your opinion.
Yeah, no, I love it. For me, it's one of those things. I like every show. I watch, like, when there's the during June, like, I still call it the E3 time or whatever. But when they have those game shows, I watch them all. I check it out. Even the PC one, which is probably the worst one that they show, is so boring. But there's always something in those shows that catches my attention because I play a little bit of everything. I you know what I'm saying? Fighters and RPGs are my favorite genre of games, but I play everything. So in this show, I thought the pacing was excellent. I have to give a big shout out to our boy Brandon from Level 1 Gaming, who came on to GRG the other week. And he mentioned something about this type of format, but like have it for Game Pass, because Xbox, because that's one of the things for me that I agree with. That me and Baron agreed with was that the marketing situation with Xbox is still lacking in some degree. It seems like it's getting better because they're now starting to flex a little bit. Lately,
but the last 3 weeks.
But it's been very anemic for years, and so therefore I think that now they was probably waiting after the ABK case and all of that, and I think that they are feeling confident about everything that's coming out. But with that being said, I think that they should do more of this. I mean, because I thought the Xbox Direct in the beginning of the year was perfect. I thought that what they do every year around E3, I think that's solid. And then like how they kind of like throw their biggest hitters around the VGAs at the VGAs, I enjoy that too. But they still need to me to do something that promotes Game Pass to another degree. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
I agree. So like Xbox Wire every 2 weeks, it's not good enough. I mean, that's why I have my channel. And I mean, sometimes when Xbox Wire comes out on a Tuesday, and you don't find out that the game is there till that fucking day. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's not marketing, guys. I'm sorry. Like, anyone who thinks that's marketing, it's not. Like,
it's not. What this
you need to know before marketing. It comes out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's what. And I want it at the point to where people are saying, "Damn, Xbox got so much stuff that they're oversaturating the market by showing all this stuff." Yes, do it.
Yes.
If you with all these studios and all the deals that you got now going into these games going into Game Pass, absolutely have your own Game Pass show to come every month. And let people know what's coming out, and it will spread out there. I also still feel that Xbox needs to advertise on television, at sporting events. We're all sports guys here, so we know exactly how important that is. And like on Toonami and anytime on Cartoon Network, stuff like that. Because if you don't, there's still a bunch of people that still watch those live events, and you don't have to put it during the soap opera time during at like 11 o'clock. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about basically when it's there the Super Bowl, stuff like that.
The peak, right?
Yeah, the peak hours for when people are watching the most. But anyway, the games that I was intrigued by from this latest show, Ekaro Will Not Die. I believe that's what it was called. That caught my attention.
I hadn't even heard of this one. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. RoboCop, Rogue City, and the finals. And after I just told you I played the finals here lately,
right? And
man, I'm telling you, the next Battlefield, you're on notice because the destruction in that game is insane. So, and the game looks really, really damn good. I think that they might have a hit on their hands with that multiplayer. But yeah, those were the games that caught my attention the most. And of course, the Metal Gear Solid, that looked amazing. But I think everybody was already expecting that. I didn't think people thought about that it was going to be shown for Xbox first, which is
was a little
pretty
odd.
unique. But I really did. I liked the pacing. I thought it was really cool. It's kind of a homage to what PlayStation does with their PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah,
it's something that Xbox needs to do.
Yeah.
But I
agree with
Good call.
Yeah, good call outs, KMEGA. I definitely agree with you. I actually contacted the guys who produced the show, and I said more of this.
Yes.
Don't like, and Game Pass is a great example of being able to do several micro shows throughout the year. These aren't that expensive to produce now. You got the studios, you got the place to do it. Use it more often. Remind everybody. I mean, that's like on my channel, people will be like, oh, like Dead Space. Like a guy was like, damn it, I just bought it. I forgot it was coming out. I'm like, you need to follow people like me, because you're not gonna get enough leeway from Xbox to let you know that a banger like Dead Space that just came out 9 months ago, mind you, is dropping into Game Pass. That's a big deal for a lot of people, especially around Halloween, which is the game I'm almost done with Dead Space right now, because it's just chef's kiss. I absolutely love that game. But yeah, I agree with you, KMEGA. I think just more of it, like little bite-sized pieces. Don't let people forget that you exist and that these games, because there's too many games. You got too many games where people are going, forgot about that one. Oh, my back catalog. You know, just make it like you have to be in Game Pass. It doesn't make any sense for you not to be. So we just keep advertising. But Forte, what are your thoughts about the Xbox basically it's a third party partner showcase? What are your thoughts on that? Any highlights for you?
Yeah. RoboCop, of course. I'm a huge DICE fan, so Battlefield developers making the finals. Heard mixed results around it. I talked to Slumbo.
Yeah, I'm hearing very mixed stuff too.
Like, I just think it's just more of that type of game. They just got to fine tune it a little bit more to get it to where people will really, really enjoy it. So hopefully they add more and more stuff to that. And but outside of that, Alan Wake, the game looks phenomenal. I haven't got a chance to play it yet because I'm trying to
just downloaded it earlier. While I'm playing Dead Space, like Alan Wake downloading.
And from the very beginning, it goes left. Trust me, anybody who's playing this game, right from the beginning, I'm like, yo, what is this? And it goes left. And I'm like, yo, okay, that's crazy.
So Alan Wake was a game that I'm definitely interested in seeing more of that. Just look, it's like, man, this game looks freaking phenomenal. Only reason I haven't downloaded and started playing that yet is because I'm still in the middle of playing Dead Space, because they just put Dead Space Remake over to Game Pass. I'm playing that on PC. I was willing to wait. Because one of my favorite franchises, but I was willing to wait because I knew it was going to hit Game Pass at some point.
Right, it was coming.
Yeah, I knew that was coming, and it was so many games that came out back in January. I was like, I have no time to get to this. I'll catch it. I'll catch it when it hits over there. And the game doesn't disappoint. It's really, really cool. But when it comes to the showcase in general, it wasn't a lot there for me, but I like that they're doing it, because I feel we don't have, like, I like how they're going about their naming convention. So this is like a Xbox partner showcase. So they're showing off like the smaller titles that are coming from their partners. You had the indie showcase. They had the directs that they do for their games and stuff, where they do like the Xbox directs. So I want them to do and consistently do that more. So I want to give them feedback on what they do. And I think just game after game was really, really cool. It was a very tight and concise 25 to 30 minute show. And it has little surprises in there and stuff. Like I said, I don't think anybody was surprised that Metal Gear was something we saw, but I think they were surprised that we saw it at Xbox. That was so seeing it on Xbox stage is like, okay, they're making moves and stuff to be able to get stuff like that shown on the platform, and it's only going to get better from here. I mean, we're already seeing marketing. The marketing team is doing a little bit better. We're already seeing stuff for ABK and Activision being marketed around Xbox, with Call of Duty and everything. So that just opens up the door for us to see this stuff a little bit more. I kind of wanted to get away from that. Hey, I'm going to show you what's happening 5-6 years from now. Let's just focus on everything that's coming in the next 6 to 12 months or the next 2 months, and kind of remind people like, hey, these are games that are still coming to the platform. and let people know that these are some of the things that you should or you might be excited for. And I felt like there was a game there for everybody, you know, games that I did. Like when I saw the North of the, what's the name? I was like, yeah, that's,
yes.
I was like, that was on the Switch. And then I was like, oh shoot, I didn't know they were making a part 2.
I didn't either.
I thought they were finally bringing it over to the Xbox. I said, oh, it's going to be an Xbox Game Pass. And then when I saw the 2, I was like, oh shoot, they're making a second one. And I played I played it on the Switch. So that's a game that I was actually really coolly interested in. So the show was great. Like I said, I think I gave it a 7 out of 10 because like I said, you know, for me, it wasn't everything I wanted to be, but I liked the direction and I want them to do more of that.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I kind of, the first time I actually told Dave this, the first time I watched it, I gave it a 7 as well. But then I kind of rewatched and I bumped it up to 8 because I kind of realized maybe there was more at the show for me than I first kind of realized. Like, if you watch it at the first time, I kind of things fly by. It was like 25 minutes. I can't remember how long the show actually was. But yeah, I mean, I kind of, I don't know. What is this? Cairo will not die. I thought
that looked really cool to me.
It looked really good, like man. Came out of nowhere. I hadn't heard of this one. And it looked like the mechanics and the fighting in it just looked fast-paced, almost Doom-esque. You know what I mean? Like, just really, really looked cool. Still Wakes the Deep. I'm a horror guy, so that for me is kind of could be hit or miss. I don't know if that's going to be good. Dungeons at Hinterberg, another one I'm interested in. But Metal Gear Solid looked amazing. I didn't expect to see that at the Xbox show either, and that's UE5. Hopefully it'll not be broken because we've heard this UE5 just had so many issues with so many different games. But another one that I'm excited about for PC Game Pass, which will be coming to console Game Pass later, is Manor Lords. So
yeah, that looks cool.
I know Pong So is into that. Yeah, he's into those sort of games too. So and the finals, like honestly, the finals, I am excited for that one, but I don't know how to feel about it. I've heard some people are loving it, and some people are like, it's not there for me. And I don't know if it's the 3 versus 3 versus 3 thing that's going on, but the action looks great. It looks super fast paced. You know, kind of Call of Duty type, mixed with, like you were saying, kind of a Battlefield, you know, breaking the maps apart thing. I mean, that all sounds great to me. So I'm going to have to go in there and try the beta. I don't know how long this open preview or whatever it goes on for. I don't know if it's like indefinite till it comes out, but I'm going to have to try that one out. But a lot of people were excited about Ark Survival Ascended too coming out. Like, so these Ark people, man, they don't mess around. Like, they'll live in that game. You know what I mean? It's like a Starfield for them. So I was not a big fan of the original Ark. I'm hoping this one does look a lot better. I'm hoping like Ark 2 will be good too. And of course, Alan Wake. Alan Wake it looks amazing. I haven't played it yet. I was downloading it when I was trying my best to finish Dead Space today. I probably got maybe an hour left. But Alan Wake just looks amazing. And everyone's telling me, like, off the rip, it ain't gonna feel like Alan Wake 1. They don't want to tell me what's happening, but it's like they want to tell me what's happening, like, so bad, because something weird is going on, I guess, in the beginning of that game. Because because he played it, so he knows. I was trippy in the beginning of that.
I was like, yo, no, wait a minute, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
And then so I can't wait to post it on Twitter, X, or whatever, to let us know when you find out.
Like, hot damn, okay. Yeah, I love that first game. I know it's like a slower paced game for people, and I find it funny too. Like, a lot of people, I'm seeing the PlayStation guys go after the Xbox guys, like, oh, now it's okay for a cinematic experience, blah 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 blah. Like, I was like, yeah, they might be onto something there, guys. Like, I love Alan Wake, 1. I'm okay with those cinematic experiences, but don't hate me, Xbox crowd. It's okay to like different things. Let's do this super chat here. Hitman with the $10 super chat. Xbox needs a similar YouTube show for Game Pass like Nintendo had. It was called Nintendo Minute, hosted by Kit and Krista. Just talk about upcoming content, short, but the hosts were very likable. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and RHETRI could be the host.
No, they said likable. I was just actually
you're likable.
You know, like a Paris Lily. Like I think you need someone that like everybody knows, everybody most people love. I don't know. Maybe I love Paris.
I think people are too divided on people being hosts, because I thought the people that Xbox had for when they had that one, the Xbox, forget what it was called. Like people hated it, some people loved it. And they had Ricari, and then they had the other lady that was there. But then some people there, nobody didn't have a problem with Ricari, but they had a problem with one of the two of the different female hosts there. And so, like, I think the way that it works now is kind of like what they did with this last previous show, hostless. And how PlayStation do it. Yeah. Hostless, just have somebody with a smooth, cool voice, man or woman, and just let it rock. That's it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was gonna ask if there was a host who you guys think it could be, but now, I mean, you're saying hostless. I don't know if I disagree with that. I kind of feel like, I mean, I know one of the major complaints back in the day was the host and like interviewing the devs and sitting there for 10 minutes on a game like Moonglow Bay that, no offense, no one played and no one really cared about, and it's just like, you just took the show that was like moving and just killed it. You just killed it, right? Like put the brakes right on it. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm thinking, RHETRI, is I'm thinking there's pretty much going to be like 3 different animals, maybe 4 different,
like different
animals
types of shows.
Have. Yeah, like what we just had. There may be a few of these now sprinkled throughout the year because they have such a massive amount of content to promote and push, and this is the best way to do it. Because if it was on a big show. Some of the other shows, I think Fonz was calling it out earlier on his show, saying that they would get kind of lost in the shuffle if it was if it was one of the big showcase type things, and then you know, I mean, there's going to be the quote unquote E3 time of the year. We still all call it E3.
We're not. Twitter is Twitter. E3 is E3.
You know? Absolutely.
Yes. It's better than, you know. I mean, Keeley already has the game shows. He can't call it Keeley's Summerfest. I don't know, but you know, it's but I just feel like there's different maybe different beats and for the different you know, when they did at the beginning of the year, it was January, you know, where they I guess they did the surprise drop on all of us, you know. That was, to me, I thought that was perfect.
I agree. That was one of my absolute favorites.
Of just a little bit of talk, game, developer, talk about some highlights, and then they boom went on to the next, and it was just it was well balanced. So I think that this other show, and then, you know, maybe I don't know. I know they're getting their feet wet, or as it were, getting their balance. But now they have the marketing departments from not only Bethesda, which has helped them a lot, but now, you know, Activision, Blizzard, and King marketing departments are all going to be like, "Hey, try this. Let's try this." And, you know, and thank God that Microsoft is open to all those ideas. You know, because like everybody has said here, in the past, it has been not great for marketing, you know, for Microsoft. And sometimes there's reasons for that because of whatever obligations and certain things they can or can't do. But now they seem to be in a really good position going forward to really kind of maybe set the parameters, you know, for what that might be. That's just my take. Read that super chat real quick, and then I'll shut up.
No, you're good. I like that you brought that up, Dave. I think you're right. I think it's going to be a variety of different things. You get the directs, and you have the devs talking during the directs, and you have these different types of shows where they're hostless, and it just keeps going. With Adidas 20 with the $5 super chat says, "What's up, fellas?" Adidas 20 supporting this podcast like crazy, man. I can't thank you enough. You've done a lot, so I appreciate.
We appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. So Dave, was there anything for you for the partner third-party show that kind of stood out to you? Anything that was a highlight for you personally?
Well, I thought it was all really good balance. It was nice that they didn't have a lot of which a lot of people were expecting it to be a Game Pass, you know, everything Game Pass, and it was kind of nice that it wasn't wasn't all that floodgate. Of course, a lot of people still wanting Alan Wake to be in Game Pass, and maybe someday
I try to tell everyone that's not happening.
I wish, but yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. So that one PC game that they announced that looked really good.
Yeah, Manolords.
And you said on your short that it's going to be eventually coming to the consoles later. So that's something to look forward to, and Game Pass later. So that'll be cool. But the thing that I liked the most was the Metal Gear part that they showed that, and the reason for that, because as soon as they did that, I could just hear the MBG losing his fucking mind, going,
"I'm even dressed up. Why?
It's happening. We're losing.
Let me get my costume on."
What a dork! But anyway,
my goodness.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. He is just too over.
Don't be. You're good.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, that's I just thought that was humorous. But
that's funny.
Well, that's all right. That's fair enough. We can move on to the next subject. It's really more about what Satya Nadella said in an interview. During an interview with MSN, Nadella talked about the $65 billion purchase, obviously ABK, and its importance to the company, the beast, and coming to the game industry as a whole. He says, it is a big purchase, but we're really excited about it. For us, there are a few things that go all the way back for us as a company. Gaming is one. When I think about Microsoft, I think of perhaps developer tools, proprietary software, and gaming. Nadella continued, there are three things that we've done from the very beginning. And so to us, gaming is the one place where we think we have a real contribution to make in consumer markets. He says, then mentioned the fact that the time spent gaming continues to rise. No surprise, especially with younger generations. He also touched on how games are developed and consumed as a whole. He said the way games are made, the way they are delivered is changing radically. He said, whether it's mobile, console, or PCs, or even the cloud. So we're looking forward to really doubling down, both as a game producer and publisher. He says now would be one of the largest game publishers and also a company that's building platforms for it. KMEGA.
What else did he say? Wait. What else did he say?
So if
here he goes. I knew you were going to do it.
Let us have competition.
I just want to make sure I got that out there.
Let's go.
He loves that board.
I love it.
KMEGA, what do you? I mean, it's kind of like writings on the wall, but do you think there's like any like secret thing he was saying here? Like, is there any like conspiracy theories, or what do you think is the take to what he's saying here is they're doubling down on as a games producer and a publisher?
It should make some of these stands out here look at 2027 for PlayStation and have them wondering if that's going to be around at that point. But
it's going to be an app.
Hey,
that's why we got Forte here. He's gonna battle it. Yeah,
it's going to be an app.
But PlayStation is the new app. Let's go. But no, I've been doing this, what I'm saying, for the people that may not know me or just their first time ever hearing about me or anything like that. Like, I've been doing this for a long time, man. And I seen the writing on the wall back in 2016 when they put those Xbox games on PC. And I said, this is a game changer. Everybody at the time, even Xbox gamers, they were all, kind of reluctant. Like, what is Xbox doing? And I'm like, bro, look at this from the perspective of where gaming is going.
It's already there, Forte. It's already halfway done.
It's halfway there.
We're halfway there. We just need
We're halfway there, baby. We just need to flesh it out. When that PC app comes for PlayStation and them trophies, and you can get trophies off of PC.
That's coming soon.
Anyway, all right, so. But no, and so like when I was making that point back then, I was just saying like this is a game changer. It's not going to happen overnight, and of course I got laughed at, I got talked bad about. But going forward to looking at that back then and going to this point here, it is no question. It's just kind of like how the digital games conversation was when it first happened. Everybody was supposed to be like against it. Now
lost
you
their
look at
damn minds.
they lost their damn minds. Yeah, and now it's completely flipped, and now people are worried about if physical is going to be still around,
right?
Or is it going to be like kind of like the record, you know what I mean, or like the or like the CD, you know? So it's the same thing going on with gaming. Like the more that the technology gets enhanced, and it's more access to more people, and gaming is the biggest entertainment in the world, it is bound to change leaps and well above what we used to as us being vet gamers on this panel. So like, you know, I'm like, instead of people trying to embrace what's coming, they're still trying to hold on to the old thought process of how gaming used to be. That's dead, Jack. That's gone. Us, you know, people used to constantly say, well, you know, the you know, what about the parents and the grandparents that don't understand about this and that?
Right.
We are the parents and some are the grandparents now. So what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And these kids
grandparents of gaming. Yeah.
Right. So you know what I'm saying? So these kids are so much more intelligent on dealing with, you know, electronics than what I could even possibly imagine. So it's just part of what the situation is. And PlayStation has just been really slow on making that move. Nintendo is just doing Nintendo, but Nintendo's always been innovating and doing weird stuff. And so it might look wacky, but then it still works for them in some way, shape, or form. Xbox now in this position, they seen this, and you have to give kudos to Phil Spencer and that team to go in to talk to Sadia. When Sadia did not like gaming, he was one of the people that wanted to get it out of there, and Phil made it
kill it.
Said, look, hey man, either we're all in or we all got to bow out of this, because we cannot compete.
Can't half-ass it.
We can't half-ass this. And so basically the whole situation has turned into this. Now you have, and this has never happened for Xbox, I don't think, since the Xbox first came out, where you had all of Microsoft on board. And that is a scary situation for anybody that wants to compete against Microsoft and Xbox. And the sky's the limit for them, because when you pick up you're flexing when you pick up the biggest publisher in gaming, that is a massive flex. And so it's just putting PlayStation on notice, because this is where their crosshairs is lined right direct for. It's like, look, we're coming to take that #1 spot. It ain't going to happen today. It ain't going to happen tomorrow. But we're going to take that #1 spot, and how you're going to handle it. And the way that, you know, and we'll probably talk about this here a little bit later, the PlayStation don't even know where direction they want to go to right now. And right now it seems like Xbox has had the recipe. It's finally coming out here. We're finally seeing it. And it's going to be fun to watch, because the competition is going to be better than it's ever been in gaming history, in my opinion.
Amen.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we want, right? Like,
that's what we want at the end of the day.
I don't want PlayStation or Nintendo to go away. That would be very, very bad. We do not want that. Sir X-Men with the $2 super chat. They woken up a sleeping giant. Should have shut up. Yeah, I mean, you know, you know. The big dog, you think your shit don't stink, and you're kicking everyone's ass for 20 plus years. You get a little arrogant, and you know you think you can't be touched. But once Xbox brought out the piggy bank and decided, like KMEGA was saying, thank God for Philly cheesesteak, because we might not have an Xbox anymore, guys. Like, that was I think it was going away. I really do. So I don't think
PlayStation would have got what they wanted and turned Xbox into Sega. That's exactly what they were trying to do, and they almost did it.
Yeah, I mean, so it's crazy to see how much things have shifted in a short period of time. But these, like, to KMEGA's point, these things take a long time. Like, people are like, PlayStation's dead next year. No, man, like PlayStation will be fine. PlayStation knows what they're doing. They've been around forever. They make fantastic games, and they're going to continue to acquire too. I absolutely expect something this year or in 2024.
Well, I have to push back for a hot second. I want to hear what everybody else has to say, but I have to push back on that for a second.
Yeah, I love it.
You don't lose all that talent. And case in point, look at what happened with Microsoft when they lost their talent and how long it took them to get their act together. You don't lose the Andrew House and replace him that easily. You do not lose a Sean Layden or demote a Yoshida. And then now you don't get rid of a Amy Hennig. You don't get rid of a Connie Booth and then look and try to get that replaced by somebody else. That is not going to be easy to sustain. It didn't happen. It doesn't happen with any company. How do people think that PlayStation is going to just jump in there and just do that? So I gotta push back on that a little bit. They're going to be fine. They're not going to go away. But I think the way that PlayStation is going to be going forward is going to be completely different than what I think than what we all imagine.
What we're used to.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah,
they kind of have
fair
to
enough.
change now, don't they? It's
they have to.
It's either grow or die.
Adapt or die, right? I guess.
Yeah,
you got to think like of all the video game platform holders, Nintendo's the most stable because the one person at the head passed away, and then Reggie Fils-Aimé stepped down because he retired, but everything else is the same.
You're right.
Everything else.
You're right, Forte. It's like it always does. It always goes like this. It feels like the steadiest ship ever.
It is the steadiest ship. But remember, if you go off and think about it, if you go off the leaked documents that Phil Spencer said in those emails, he was like, listen, Nintendo sitting on he said the problem with Nintendo, they sitting on a pile of money, and they don't. And the one thing that Microsoft can give them is money. And they don't need it.
Right.
So they got capital, not as much money as Microsoft, but they don't need money because they print money when it comes to their platform. So,
well, Forte, to your point, you was just talking about you was playing Wonder, right? You was playing Mario Wonder. I don't know if there was 4 guys that made the first Mario back in the 80s. Or 5. There's 4 that's still working on that game. Nobody knows if that 5th person is still working it, but that tells you how that is, and you're absolutely right on that. I just wanted to give you props on that point.
Yep, appreciate it.
You know what's nice about being Nintendo is we'll sit here and the Xbox guys and PlayStation guys will do this forever. Well, Nintendo's like, yes, keep fighting, and because they get everybody right, like they'll get the Xbox guys, they'll get the PlayStation guys. Nintendo's just like, yes, fight, keep fighting, and they're sitting back here just making money. You know what I mean? Like, good on Nintendo. Man.
We'll be the secondary system to all y'all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because if everyone's getting the secondary system, Nintendo wins. Like,
Nintendo wins, right?
Yeah. Gotta love it. Any thoughts, Forte, on Satya saying that they're doubling down as like a producer and a publisher, and maybe even as talking about building platforms for question mark.
Microsoft was founded in 1975. 10 years later, they made Windows, which was the start of them saying that we want to be the center of the compute world, and they made that happen. This is 50-year anniversary of Microsoft is coming up in 2 years. The next step for Microsoft, and this is the hardest step for them, because video games it's always hard for a company to pivot. And when you are fully invested in the compute world, when it comes to AI and computer and personal PCs and stuff like that, they tried a lot of different things. They got into gaming. I think they were very forward thinking into getting into gaming because they knew it was an ecosystem to get into. And in 2013, they thought they had the remedy of doing it by trying to merge gaming with the living room, because their whole thought process is be the center of the living room. They were a little early with that prediction, and then a lot of other stuff happened. And but look where we are now. Video games is the center. Video games is the center of the living room at this point now. You know, most people that cut their cords, you'll see a console at a person's TV before you'll see a cable box at this point now, for the most part.
Yeah.
So it's like for them, it's like right now, the best thing that could have happened for Microsoft is Phil Spencer coming in and being a genuine gamer. And having a voice inside of Microsoft to go to Satya, a very open-minded CEO, because not saying Ballmer wasn't open-minded when he was there, but that's Ballmer's part of the older regime. You know, he made his billions off of personal PCs, selling Windows, defense contracts, and getting that stuff through with the United States government and everything. That's where they make the majority of their money. Satya is looking like, okay, what are we going to, so this is a division that we have. What are we going to do with it? Why are we in gaming? Right. And Phil gave him a reason to say.
Right.
Phil gave him a reason why he should be in gaming, because guess what? He knows what it's like to be a gamer, and he knows what gamers want. Now, the problem that he faced was the uphill battle of Terry Myerson not giving the money and all this other stuff. Basically closing all their first party studios all the way through 2014. They didn't really start building on that until 2014 when they picked up Minecraft. And then that's when you started seeing it go. And then 2018, we got the big infusion of talent with the new studios they brought in. Now we have Bethesda, and then we got ABK now. So now they're at full force. And if $69 billion on top of $7.5 billion don't prove that we're in it, nothing's going to prove it to you at this point. And then remember, when they made that announcement that they were going after ABK, not only Phil said that we're not done, Sadia said the same thing. So they understand that the youth of today are what we are now. So when we grew up on Windows and PC and playing and trying to dominate and win the compute world on PC, they're trying to get to the younger audience where the cloud video games are going to be even more profitable probably than where they are now. So they're trying to sustain what everybody talks about what are companies going to do when like they lose their fastball. You develop a curveball, you develop a slider. That's what cloud is for them. That's what the Xbox console, that's what Game Pass is to them, because they know that we're moving into a ecosystem of where people are used to just playing on the go or playing on whatever device they have. And it fits the core competency of what Xbox or what Microsoft is with services. And that's what Satya needed to hear. And it doesn't stray as much from the beaten path that Microsoft already has. They just had to convince the gamers of that. And that's why I think in 2015, when they started the Play Anywhere initiative, it was a very slow adoption rate. You had Shannon Loftus came out saying that there's not that much crossover between PC and console right now. But look at it now, 5-6 years later, there's major crossover. Different. And then you also see that Game Pass is growing more on PC than it is on console. So that lets you know that it's working. Now they just have to now ultimately it just comes down to the games that they release, the partnerships they can build, and Sadia continuing the message of we're going to support Xbox as much as possible, because that's what the younger generation is going to be about. They're not about the other things that Microsoft is in. So I think this is more to come, and they know exactly what they're doing when it comes to that.
Yeah,
I'd say
I like that.
Sorry, I just want to jump in real quick. To your point, Forte. Satya also said that now that this deal is done, they still have $90 billion cash on hand to make more purchases
that they have to spend, by the way, because
they have to spend it.
They pay
Forte.
They pay taxes just like everybody else, and that's why they can make moves. That's why you see companies making huge donations to politicians that they can write off. That's why you see all these different things happen, because that money, they don't want that money just sitting there. Microsoft looks at ABK. They look, yes, we spent $69 billion on it, but that's an asset now. They didn't that's not just money that disappeared. That's just assets that fall underneath Xbox. And now they're going to find a way to get that money back, which won't be hard, because Call of Duty by itself brings in almost $3.5 billion annually by itself.
When the purchase was finished with ABK, Activision Blizzard King, had
the COD thing.
No, they have in their coffers
$15
billion cash on hand that is now Microsoft's.
Now it's Microsoft's.
It is like, what?
Oh my god!
You made all this purchase, and then it's like, hey,
we got a discount on the back end.
Yeah, we got that money. Of course, there were people like going, "Oh man, they're gonna fold, they're gonna close, they're gonna drop this deal." You fucking insane! If you ever thought they were gonna drop this deal, this is gold mine for them. Absolute gold mine.
The new Microsoft. That's what Xbox is going to be. The new Microsoft.
Hey, read that message from Jared Mack. Welcome, everybody.
J Mack, the creator of Hashtag Graybeards of Gaming says, shout out to the Gamers Council podcast. Salute, gentlemen. Salute to you, sir. I love watching you on Twitter, man.
Yes.
As J Mac always says, come and watch the show. You ain't doing shit.
I love it.
I love when he says that. I'm like, yeah, he's right. I ain't doing shit. I'm gonna watch the show.
Exactly. Over 150 people in chat right now, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please hit the like button. It only takes a second. Hit that thumbs up, but it really does mean a lot. And if you don't like RHETRI's hair, hit the dislike button.
I can't do anything about it, guys.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, that's why I always wear a hat. I'm bald, bro. I'm bald, bro. I'm bald. I'm bald. Yeah, I just cut it off. You gonna make me do it like
he said? I ain't gonna play with it.
I ain't gonna even play with it, bro. I just shave it. I just shave it, bro.
Yeah, don't even mess around. I've been shaving forever. The receding hairline's been happening for a long time. I'm like, don't fight it. Don't fight the future. Just go with it.
I gave up on it years ago.
Amen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude,
when my hairline gave up on me, I gave up on it.
There you go. Yeah. We're just at the 1 hour mark, and I'm having a blast. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here tonight, man. We're not done yet by any means. I just want to say thank you for being here because this is a great show, and I guarantee you the people in the chat are absolutely loving it and eating this up. So please, let's continue, RHETRI.
Yes, sir. Make sure you guys, before we forget, we always forget to do this. Please hit the like button, and if you are new here, please subscribe. It helps us out a lot. I think our new subscription thing we're going for is 2,000 now. I think we're over 1,800 now. You guys helped us get there. I mean, this channel has more than tripled in size since we started doing this. So that's all thanks to you guys. Like, thank you so much. I want to say
know what? One last little thing I'll throw out there is that if you want to become a member, you don't have to, but if you want to, it's only 99 cents. And of course, you'll get these cool emojis, which are just dropping right there.
Yeah.
And we got that. Even tweak them as it goes along. So so please, if you feel like you want to do it, go ahead and do it. And if not, that's cool too. And you see that we try and bring up a chat throughout the conversation. So if you do want to do a super chat, that's great. But if you don't, I mean, you can still make a comment and we'll do our best to try and get those up there. Kind of like this one from Kingfish. RHETRI.
Yes, Kingfish 737. Just became a member for 1 month. Hey guys, this podcast is giving me so much life after a hectic week. I love to hear that, man. Great show. Love all the content. Gaming is for everyone. Absolutely. Yes, love that sentiment, man. We're all gamers, even those crazy mobile guys. Yeah. I know I'm not a big fan of the mobile stuff, but I think
only thing I'll say on that is like we were talking about earlier in our wives and all this. And my wife is a big mobile gamer. Yeah, and I keep having to bring up the fact that she has spent more money in the last month and a half.
They're the one that's
Monopoly Go over $150. And she's like, oh, it wasn't that much. I was like, here's the receipt. She's
so you add it up.
I guess it was. Oh, yeah. It was.
Damn.
So I'm gonna go buy some games. Thanks, honey.
That's exactly. That's how I get away with what I can get away with. Tit for tat. That's how when we were doing our budget, and then like when I went crazy the other month.
KMEGA's like he's got the list. He's I know you bought this.
How much did you play on Candy Crush? Well, you know what I'm saying? How much did you spend on that? Like, oh, come on now. Yeah, so that's how I can get away with some of these things, man.
Hopefully, one of these days, Candy Crush will be in Game Pass.
It will.
We'll have a Game Pass family plan, and then I can save some money.
And you can save. Yeah, I was just gonna say you can save some money there. Absolutely.
No, you won't, because they'll find a way. They'll find a way. No, they won't. Don't lie to yourself. They'll find a way. Yeah. That's just more time for them to do more damage to our wallets. That's it.
More FTX coming your way.
They get you an Xbox Game Pass and say, we'll give you every month that you're subscribed to Game Pass, we'll give you 30 free moves.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
If you're a GameStop subscriber, 30 free moves every month.
That would skyrocket.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would.
Shout out to Jay Rock. He's in here as well. We played Halo with him I think it was last week. Shout out to him. He says LeBron listening in right now. Yeah.
Talking about bald heads, the hairlines. Yeah, I feel it.
Abdel, yeah. See, I guess this is kind of where I was going, Abdel, too. Like Microsoft going to make that mobile gaming store on iOS next year. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. We got like the EU, and changing the laws over there. We'll see if the FTC and the other regulators start kind of breaking up the duopoly that is Apple and Google. And I think that's obviously they get King. Obviously they're going to be doing plenty of mobile games. We saw what happened with COD Mobile, and they at 24 million people. Like, what the hell? Literally more than like World of Warcraft. It's an insane amount of money that mobile makes. I don't get it. I'm not a mobile gamer. It's fine, but we can't ignore the gorilla in the room. It's mobile.
Let's not forget either that mobile is now starting to look like you're playing on a console now. That iPhone, when they were showing Resident Evil 4 remake, like what? Like I mean, would it still? But see, that's the whole thing. That's what's going to be the difference in the future, is when you can get a game like that or a phone like that, and then you can stream that through or connect that through your television in some way, shape, and form without the latency. It's all about the latency.
I agree, KMEGA.
And if you can do that, that is the game changer. And like everybody, I think, on this panel, and even in the chat will agree, consoles are capped. PlayStation is never going to sell as many PlayStations as a PlayStation 2. Nintendo they're never going to sell as much as their most sold console. And Xbox, they'll be capped. They'll probably get where the 360 is. They'll probably be around where they are with the Xbox One, maybe around anywhere from 50 to 70 at the max. So it's
but is that a bad thing, Kay? Is that a bad thing?
No.
Because you need to be everywhere, though, Forte. You need to be everywhere. That's why Xbox is doing the right thing. That's why PlayStation will be day and date on PC. Without a doubt in my mind, it's happening. It's not if, it's when. It's happening,
losing money
guys.
by not putting these games up there.
It's
because
gonna happen.
You're
crazy if you think that's not happening.
Right, because they're trying to maximize to sell these consoles. And they are selling the consoles, but then they're losing out on software sales because people buying these games like PlayStation is down across the board on sales. Spider-Man, look, we should have already heard something about Spider-Man at the end of this week about where their sales was, not with the start of it at 2.5 million. Don't you guys agree? I'm just saying. Yeah,
I mean, didn't they get the numbers wrong though? Weren't they actually? Didn't they double up the numbers accidentally, or was that?
Yeah, EU? that was physical UK numbers.
I can't take that too seriously then.
Right, you can't take that seriously. But I'm just saying, 2.5, that is fantastic numbers. Let's not get that twisted. But this is the only.
Didn't that count bundles though too?
Game. Yeah, they count them as well. That's what I'm saying.
You're a PlayStation guy, bro. But he's right.
Didn't those bundles come out September 1st?
They did.
Yeah,
but you couldn't redeem your code until
which is a great point.
Could you redeem your code though?
Listen, I told people the day that they sold that system, I was like, this is built-in marketing for 2 months of sales because because everybody that bought that Spider, I said this is kind of ingenious. I said they're literally going to promote this game for 2 months in September because they wanted to have something related to gaming around the time Starfield came out.
Sure.
And I didn't expect them to count the sales of those, but when I heard that they were bundled sales, I was like, that's not really 24. That's not really 24 hours. That's like 2 months.
It's good marketing, though.
Yeah. It is what it is.
How many of those systems did they? That's the thing, though. They never announced how many of those systems they sold. So we really don't know how much the bundle sold versus how much physical copies of the game. Now we know the game sold really well. The game's going to sell really well no matter what.
Yeah.
But people get on Xbox.
But can you imagine if it came out on PC, Forte?
Oh, I can. But I just always
it would be insane.
But I always find this interesting when people talk about how something sells, or Xbox is so cloak and dagger with their numbers. But I'm like, PlayStation gave us some weird number,
some trickery.
And the only reason I say the thing about Xbox is it good that they're not selling consoles? It's mostly because I keep hearing people talk about, well, Xbox isn't selling as good. I was like, well, that's not the purpose. Xbox isn't trying, they'll make a console for people to play. They say, yes, here's our console. We're not going to tell you not to buy it, but it's not the focus.
You don't have to.
So like KMEGA just said, I think the cap for them is that 83 to 84 million but they're probably going to sit somewhere around 50 to 60. And once again, if you go back to the data that they showed in those documents, they want 130 million people in Game Pass, and they only want 50 to 60 million of that to be on platform. So that tells you that in their numbers, they're saying we don't really expect to sell more than 50 to 60 million consoles. We want the majority of y'all to be somewhere else.
Yep. The growth is coming from everywhere else.
Forte. Right. Yeah.
I want to bring this up real quick. Shout out to Post Up, who is amazing content creator, and this is one of his amazing tweets that he put out there. And yeah, this is if you check this out, read what the headline is there, RHETRI. Can you read that?
Sure. I think I can. September 2023 top 10 PlayStation ecosystem games ranked by monthly active users. So it's a monthly active user accounts. So you got so basically this is just saying it was funny too. I saw someone post this and they're like, look at that. There's two essentially now Microsoft games. It was actually 3.
I see 3 Microsoft games on there.
There's no first-party games on that list from Sony either, by the way.
Yeah. So I mean, but it's like it shouldn't be. It's telling. Now we know. We see the charts and stuff, but we already knew this stuff. This isn't like inside baseball. We've known
Xbox games on there.
He's right.
Minecraft, Call of Duty, Black Ops. Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah, shit.
It's terrible.
Wait, where's the 4th one?
There's Minecraft. There's Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. I'm over here looking at Grand Theft Auto. My bad. It's 3.
Man, when you trying to tell us that Grand Theft Auto is exclusive to Xbox,
KMEGA's like
Grand Theft Auto. Hold on,
come on,
Apex Legends. Come on, NBA 2K.
Come on over.
Well, hold on. Let's hope the one that could be reality is that Mortal Kombat 1. Let's get them.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about that chart, when I saw it, I retweeted that chart, and I was like, it's real interesting to see that a 3-year-old Call of Duty game is in the top 10 games played.
I know.
I was like, I said, Black Ops Cold War came out not last year, not the year before, because the year before was Vanguard. The year before that was and it was because it was free on PS Plus 2 months ago. And I was like, so people do like
old games do matter.
Old games do matter.
Exactly.
Because guess what? People this community that we live in, that we like to, play in, is 5% of the whole. So all those people that download these games don't care about none of this stuff. They just want good games, and they don't have money to buy all these games day one like we do. So a Call of Duty showing up in PlayStation Plus 3 years later is a brand new game to them.
Exactly. Thank you, Forte. That was my point. Just to kind of bring it to another point. That's when we were talking about Redfall, and they're like, "Is it going to get updated?" Of course it is. I said, "Of course it is," because it's going to stay on Game Pass forever, and it's going to be new to somebody. They have to fix every single game that ever hits Game Pass forever from here on out. So count on that. When you hear that they're going to support it, they have to, because it's an ecosystem now. That's going to be a brand new game for a bunch of people. Just, like Forte was saying for Call of Duty, that's, an old game. We all know they like the older games. We saw what happened on Xbox when they brought back, Xbox. Microsoft worked on the servers for the old CODs, and how many freaking people went to go play the old school Black Ops. We know it works. It's there. We'll see what happens when the CODs come out onto Game Pass. I'm curious if they're going to throw it all out, at one, 20 games at one time.
No,
they're going to drip feed us. I think they're milking us. I'm with you, Forte. I think they're going to milk it, which I actually think is smart. But I think it's probably the right way to go. You milk it. You throw out some older games too. You see what might gets everyone's attention, and then you say, okay, that's what we remake. And if if a game like Prototype comes on the service and no one plays it, then maybe they ignore it for a remaster or a remake. You know what I mean? That's what I would do on the business side, but I'm greedy. I want all the games. But
you can't also be at one moment sit here and saying that old games don't matter, and then the next you're over here constantly asking for older games that
sure.
The platform of your choice that you wish they would come back, So I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So yes, old games do matter. They always matter.
Yeah, absolutely. We need a Transformers game back. Amen. And we
know
they'd be
Fall
okay
of
with that.
Cybertron. Let's go.
That's the best one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Starfield's still in the top 20 on Steam. I didn't know that. That's cool. I mean, Starfield's a great game, and you just put a ridiculous amount of hours in it. I finished that not too long ago because I was doing what Kay was, and I was not finishing the damn story. And I'm like, I have to finish this thing.
Right. And
there's too much to play.
More content's coming. Plus, they're gonna increase the mod support, especially coming to console. So it's just gonna keep going. The ball
absolutely
rolling.
Yeah, I haven't touched the mod stuff yet, and and I can play it on PC too. I haven't even touched it yet, so yeah, it's got long legs. It's one of those that's going to be around for 10 plus years, I imagine. We'll see. Let's move on to the whole subject of what's going on with PlayStation. I know I'm not I hate people go to extremes here. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any sort of doom and gloom personally, at least from my own opinion, for PlayStation. But it's more like what's going on within PlayStation. Obviously, there's some layoffs. There's layoffs everywhere. It's not really surprising that PlayStation is doing it as well. But I guess on the whole gas games thing, we heard not too long ago like they're going full bore on gas games, and now we're hearing rumors. And I think this is coming from like Reset Era, that they might be actually pulling back away from maybe the number of gas games, how much money they put into these gas games, and what teams are working on said gas games. I'll go to you, Forte, first.
Yeah.
Since you kind of represent our PlayStation side of this. What do you think is the truth? Like, what do you?
He's a gamer. He covers everything. Don't saddle him with that.
Don't do that.
What?
They already came from me. They come from me every once in a while.
He's a GameStop manager. He sells everything.
He's an equal opportunity gamer. Sorry, that's what
that man is a manager at GameStop. He would have not got that promotion if he wasn't a PlayStation guy. I'm just saying.
Listen, I got controllers.
Let's go.
I gotta support everything.
Yeah, look at that, like light bright screen in the background. I don't know how much you paid for that thing. That looks awesome. I want one. But awesome. Kind of what are your thoughts on this whole gas game? Do you think, like, we heard the rumor that they're pulling back? Do you think that's BS, or do you think PlayStation is actually maybe we put too much effort, too much money into gas games that are supposed to come out in the next 3 years apparently? What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
So, are they pulling back? Not right away, because they have to see this through right now. Jim Ryan set a lot of things in motion that now Sony has been known to cancel a lot of stuff, but I think the fact that all of their studios is doing it, I can see them probably saying, okay, if we haven't talked about it yet, we'll move off of that, or we'll keep it as a small team that's working inside of a bigger team working on it. But I think they do want to get back to like what their studios are really good at, because they did get thrown a bill of goods by saying, yo, we need to do live service and we're not going to hire other people to do it. We need you guys to make them. So I don't think they're really going to pull back, but I do think it really is going to hamper the game, like the quality games that they usually release on a bi-yearly or every other year cadence. So like right now, the fact that we don't know anything of a standard AAA game like how Spider-Man is, the only one we really know of is Wolverine. We don't know anything. Right. We don't know anything else. Now, the only thing this is what's going to save them throughout for this year and next year. It's going to kind of get them a buffer. You just got Spider-Man. Now that doesn't help with the rest of the year, but people are happy right now because Spider-Man's out.
Shut you up for a little while.
Yeah, they're gonna shut you up for a while. You're gonna get Final Fantasy Rebirth at the beginning of next year, so it's gonna be a nice little buffer, even though that's not first party. I hate when people say, "Well, that's not first party." I was like, "Well, it's exclusive to their platform, and you can only play it over there, so it counts." Whatever.
Yeah.
But outside of that, everything else is like, okay. They came out and said, we want to have 10 games and service games out by the end of 2025. So we're in 2024. we're going to probably see some of those games next year. But the fact that they're having issues with even getting those games, because those studios aren't used to that. And and me being a fan, and it's the thing that hurts me the most. Me being a fan of Bungie, they purchased Bungie. I love that Bungie has the money to help them do what they want to do. But I also think that they're being stretched too thin on all the things that they're doing for PlayStation,
like helping everybody else.
They're helping everybody else. I mean, think this is a 900-man studio, so they got a lot of people. But they have a studio that's working on a new IP in Marathon. They also have the game they're working on now with future content in Destiny, which is still all hands on deck. And now you're asking them to go around and basically help all these other studios figure out what's good for their game. So I think that's hurting the quality of their main game right now, because they're not 100% focused on that. So it's just a mess all over the place. Factions, I guarantee that game definitely keeping me saying, well, they really didn't say this. I said, well, listen, that game's not coming out no time soon. As soon as we heard all the information about it, that game is, I'm not going to say DOA, but I do think
you think it's like ground up. They have to build it from the ground up. Maybe
you'll see whatever single player game they're working on before you see that game at this point. Because I think there's a lot of different things they need to do. So I think they're going to do a reset, but I don't think it's going to be the reset everybody wants, because they have to see what's going to hit with these games of a service first, because this is the Jim Ryan era. People keep saying, well, Jim Ryan did really well. I'm not hating on the man, because the man, he basically kept the company afloat while he was gone. He was the CFO of the company before he took over. He's a money motivated person. He made moves to feel like, hey, we got to make PlayStation make money. Now you can't get mad that man helped you keep money coming in, and then he made decisions that at the end it was like, yo, listen, I'm getting up out of here, because this is all about to fall apart. I'm tired. I'm tired of driving. I'm tired of flying from continent to continent. PlayStation's in a good place when it comes to like the money you guys are making, but I'm not about to sit here and help y'all figure out what's going on with the first party studios and stuff, because that's the only thing I think that kind of hurt them, is him thinking about money and focused on money. He didn't focus on what the teams were good at. Like Microsoft, the reason I wanted Bungie to get purchased by Microsoft when all that's, and I was excited for that, it was not because they used to be with Microsoft. It's not that. It's the fact that I feel like Microsoft's not going to ask them to do anything but make the game that they're making.
Yeah,
they don't need them to say, hey, how did you make your games as a service work? They know how to do that. They got Sea of Thieves, and they got Halo, and they got all of these other games. They got Grounded. They got games that they were able to successfully, over the course of a couple of years, make, great for them. Bungie could have just been another thing that just basically, hey, make your games and that's it. But PlayStation needs them to do everything. And that's the thing. None of their studios know how to do that. So that's the problem. Yep. So ultimately, what happens is going to happen at this point.
Yeah,
I love that you bring that up with Bungie getting stretched too thin. I know a lot of people were thinking the same thing on the Xbox side might have been happening with Coalition as well, where they're the Unreal guys, like they're trying to help out everybody. Like, where's the damn what's going on with Coalition? Question mark.
But I like that. Who knows? But I like that. The fact that you like this is saying, I like the fact that you heard nothing from them, because we wanted to get this. The thing, it was all about. Shout out to Kid Smooth. Halo,
we
Gears,
don't get surprises.
Yep, that's the thing. Shout out to Kid Smooth. Halo, Gears, and Forza. We are getting further and further away from that being a narrative from Xbox now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's 100%. the thing I care about the most. So Gears can take a hiatus. Halo,
I agree.
I like what they're doing in Halo now, but I don't need another Halo. I mean, if they want to give us one, fine, I'll take it. But I don't need another Halo this generation. I don't need them to focus on the IPs they had in the past, because we played all of that. We're used to what those are. I'm interested in what you're going to do.
You want the new hotness.
I want what is Doom 1 going to be, or what is Machine Games working on? When are we going to get the next iteration to the Outer Worlds? When we going to get part 2 of that? When are we going to get Everwild and all these other games that they talked about, or Contraband? Those are the ones that I want to see, because Halo is going to always be there, and people are always going to play Halo, because we still have people playing Master Chief Collection now 7 years later. So those games aren't going to ever leave. So if the Coalition takes another 3-4 years to make the next Gears, I'm good with it. Or if they make another IP before that, I'm good.
Yep. I think you're right on that. Hey, RHETRI, read the super chat, and then I have one for you to read to Forte.
Okay. Oh, cool. Gerald Mack with the $5 super chat. The truth, Xbox is on fire, PlayStation is burning. We are not the same. Xbox World Order is fully operational. Shout out to you, J Mac. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
No. Read that one.
Yes. Yes, said. Let's see. He's saying they got timed third-party exclusive, but it doesn't count for Xbox. It shouldn't count for PS5. No exceptions, just because it's PlayStation.
Who said that? Who said it doesn't count for Xbox? It's always counted for Xbox.
There you go.
It's never not counted. When they got Tomb Raider, this is the thing. When they got Tomb Raider Definitive, just Tomb Raider back when it released, and they went through the ringer about, well, is it ever coming to PlayStation and all this other stuff, and they felt like they were forced to come out and say, oh, it's only a year exclusivity. I didn't hold that against. So okay, didn't hold that against them. I didn't hold Xbox against Xbox when they were saying, map packs and all DLC for Call of Duty was 30 days earlier on Xbox. Both companies do that. PlayStation, it counts just because PlayStation put up the money to do it, or they just got a really good partnership with them to do stuff like that. So ultimately, whatever you're willing to do to make your platform stand out from others is what you should do, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. 100%.
Or just put it all on PC, and you got to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. KMEGA, what's your take on this whole gas thing? Because in the beginning of the month, I'm looking at articles that are saying, this month they said PlayStation's doubling down, like PlayStation is gas, and now we're hearing rumors from mind you, Xbox era, that PlayStation is pulling back, and that some insider is saying that obviously, like, some of the teams aren't happy, which I believe that one. I believe that a lot of these teams are probably not happy wanting to make gas games. That seems very reasonable. Not to ask like Guerrilla Games, like the guys at Horizon, to work on like a Monster Hunter World type esque. Although that sounds cool to me. To work on those. It kind of sounds fire. To work on those type of games. But what do you think is going on with this gas thing? Do you think that PlayStation is actually pulling back, or do you think it's par for the course? They're gonna still do the 10 games, and those are gonna come out in the next 3 years for all the consumers. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think a couple of them might get cut, but for the most part, most of them will come out. They have to come out. They've already spent the money on it. You don't want to lose more money. And then let's just say that 1 or 2 of those games hit. Then now there's a different discussion. But there's one. I got to give a big shout out to Sir X-Man. He said this on GRG Friday, and he said that what PlayStation should have done is kind of take the strategy of what they were doing with Killzone, or like what Xbox does with Halo and Gears. Have that single player game, but also add that multiplayer in there. And then after that, and then after that, make that game a continuous game until you make the next iteration, which will take, which will allow to take more time for you to develop those games, because people are already, they'll go back and they'll play the game maybe 1 or 2 times if they love the story, but they will maintain to stay on that multiplayer, right? As long as you keep adding content. They just skipped that and went straight to gas games, and that isn't a good strategy. So a big shout out to Sir X-Man for saying that, because I totally agree with that premise. They should have kind of slowly integrated their studios to do that and to get familiar with what was good, what wasn't, and then work on that. To just tell those people that has only been doing the same thing over and over and over again to make a big change isn't a good look, and it makes them look like they're scrambling because of the fact that they see that all these gas games is surpassing them in so many ways. And listen, Amy Henny, and I remember seeing that interview where Amy Henny and the engineer for the person who makes the PlayStations, Mark Cerny, had an interview saying that, look, single player games, they are very important, but they don't make the money, and they don't make the money like gas games or multiplayer games. And so you would want to go that right. Everybody knows this. But when Phil Spencer and when the former president of EA, and they came out and said, look, the priority for single player games isn't the same as it is for multiplayer games, people railroaded. But they were saying the truth. Multiplayer games makes the money. It is just what it is. And now when you have free-to-play games like Fortnite and things like that, the money they draw in, of course, that is a smart strategy for them to do it. So Jim Ryan wasn't wrong on doing that. It's the way that he implemented it, and maybe he was forced. And you know what I'm saying? On top of that, we don't really know, right? Yeah, we won't really know. And it was kind of, and maybe, and that's one reason why Shaun Layden got sent off, because Shaun Layden didn't want to do that. That was the same reason why Yoshida got demoted, because he didn't want to do that. And it seems like the Sony brass wants to be the ones to implement this, because it is going to make more money. So they have to stay committed to it. Look, Helldivers 2 looks fun to me. And it's a smart decision that's going to come to PC day one, but I don't see that game really doing that much. Like units, I agree. It looks great, but looks fun. I'll definitely play that game. I'll play that game. It's important what the price is. If it's $70, I ain't paying for those $70. But you know what I'm saying. But if it's like 40 something like that, I'll cop that day one.
You know what helped that game out though? Is that they brought it to Game Pass.
Oh, absolutely. Well, on PlayStation's Game Pass, you know what I'm saying? That's what they need to be thinking about. But now if they put that on the PlayStation's their service, that would help draw attention to that game. But again, they have this old ideology thinking that this is going to work, and it doesn't. Gamers are much more financially reasonable now. Like some of us, like us, we're probably still fools. Yeah, we're still fools to a degree. Like we'll go ahead and we'll risk it all. But casuals, nah, bro, no. I got bills to pay. I got other stuff. Yeah, they're different species. And then and that's what's the biggest mistake in gaming, in my opinion, to try to add that extra $10. That extra $10 can go a long way. And so now what you've done is got the casual market looking back and saying, well, you know what? I'm going to just buy the games that I trust. My Call of Duties, my NBA 2Ks, my Maddens, and maybe in Spider-Man. Well, Final Fantasy 16, this looks cool, but I'll wait for a sale. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For Spoken, it looks cool. I'll wait for a sale. And then at that point, you just don't know. So that's why for me, like PlayStation has to, it seemed like a good fit, not a good fit, but a good move by Sony to pick up Bungie. But now after hearing what they're doing with Bungie, it's not a good look right now. And now people are thinking about like that investment might not be as smart. Like I'm going through some of those sites too and reading what some of those PlayStation gamers are saying. Look, man, that might not have been a good put by, because if Sony's going to revert back to the old way, what's that leave Bungie? You know what I mean? So, I mean, and if Marathon doesn't do good,
Bungie won't be there.
That's what I'm saying.
Forte thinks their days are half over anyways, right? Forte, like been there for a couple of years. They got 2 years left.
If King's prediction of PlayStation becoming an app doesn't come true with the PlayStation 6, Bungie will know if there is a PlayStation. I think there's a Playstation 6.
Yeah, I think.
But there is one generation. Shout out to King. Shout out to King. Shout out to the General. But if there is a PlayStation 6, Bungie will not be under Sony anymore.
Yeah, they'll be gone.
We will hold the line.
Hold the line. It's the line. Thank you. Salute. But anyway, one thing to this is also, Sony will cut the cord quick. But what also makes this troubling is the fact that if these games that they're coming out with don't hit, let's just say that none of them hit.
Yeah, right.
They're in trouble because the only thing that they can hold on to is doing those third-party deals. And while you're looking at the competition, as Nintendo is getting full exclusives, even though I know that in the general market they don't care about that shit, it's still an exclusive. I agree with Forte 100%. But from this standpoint, for us people that listen to this, that absorb this, it's not a good look when everything that you're looking at is not a first-party PlayStation game. Like when you over here, people when the stands is over here bragging about her thickness and her Stellar Blade, you know what I'm saying? And then Soul Aside, those games ain't gonna hit. Those games ain't gonna hit. We know that. Those games ain't gonna sell like that. So
this is the funny thing. Who's going to be the general of the PlayStation fans to tell them to
hold the line? Yeah.
Hey, I tried to tell King Thrash when he came on GRG a couple of weeks ago. Listen, bro, instead of you keep talking about Starfield and all that, you better start getting these people
hold your people
to buy these PlayStation exclusives. Spider-Man better look when you got a game that y'all touted to be one of the worst games to come out in 2023 that's over here dog walking y'all right now. When it comes, you're looking at Starfield hitting all these numbers, 11 million and whatever, and it's in the top 20 and all this other stuff and top 10 and all that. And Spider-Man is still, all we know is still at 2.5 million, bro. They got to hit at least 8. At least say that they have.
I agree.
8
I was gonna say
now.
10. Yeah.
Yeah, like 14. You got. Well, Spider-Man's been out for what? How many days now?
Since the 20th.
Yeah,
since the 20th. So 9 days. Y'all got 5 days left to sit there and tell us that y'all are close to 10 million sold. Y'all got 5 days.
The countdown begins.
So can you hit that hold the line, please, sir? Can you hit that one more time?
Wrong.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
No, you can't get it.
So you stands, you stands, y'all better hold the damn line and get to buying that damn $70 game immediately, because if we don't hear, you got 5 days. As my boy Busta Rhymes said on his album, you got 5 days left. Boy, it's almost time. It's because if we don't hear that they're close, I'm about to cook y'all's ass. I'm not even playing. I'm going to be on my J-Rock. I'm going to be on my J-Rock in the Black Viking. I'm about to act a fool because, like I told him, I said, listen, so yeah, they got to hold the line. They got to go out there and support, because we know Rebirth is not going to do what Spider-Man's going to do.
Nope.
And I mean, because Final Fantasy, since they've been exclusive, has not caught up to Final Fantasy 15.
No.
That was the multiplat. So again, Sony has to go back to the roots. That's the one thing I do agree with 100%. But the way that they need to implement it is to go ahead and try to slowly integrate it and start back, because it's not looking good right now.
So the funny thing about it is PlayStation needs to. Apple is the most profitable, biggest entity in the world. I mean, they're the only company that's got more money than Sony. I mean, than Xbox.
Yep.
But think about it like this: who sells more phones, Android, or does Apple sell more phones?
Right.
I don't know.
Yep.
I think
it's definitely Android. It's without a doubt Android.
That's what I'm saying. So Android sells more phones. But Apple is like the premium thing. Yeah. I don't know why people want PlayStation to get away from what that, like the fact that they're going after. I feel like, do they really need to have games as a service? Because that system can operate how it needs to operate. It could be that high-end super flash game experience that people want when it comes to that single player stuff, and they could throw some multiplayer stuff in there. I don't see a problem with what PlayStation is. People want PlayStation. This is the thing. I think people want PlayStation to be something that they're just not equipped to be right now. Not saying they can't be it in the future.
It's kind of like, it's like filling the gap, right? Like they didn't They want their own gas game. They wanted their own shooters, hence they got Bungie. And I still think Bungie for PlayStation was a very good move, in my opinion. I think long term, I think we're going to see that will pay off. But it's just like Xbox. Whatever you don't have in your catalog, you're trying to fill those gaps. So I think Sony's trying to do that. Xbox was always the shooter bro box, and I think Sony wants some of that, and they're seeing COD, and the money COD is now under a different umbrella. So they don't,
okay, but this is the problem, though.
Go ahead, Ken.
Well, just answering the Forte's question, which I agree, this is PlayStation's niche. This is what PlayStation has been synonymous for the whole entire time, is cinematic games, things like that, right? But if they kept that same strategy, yes, they would sell consoles like they have been. They're still selling consoles. But Microsoft will catch them and pass them. Nintendo's already passing them.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's the thing I'm saying. Yeah. Why does that matter? Does it matter?
Because it matters to them.
It matters to them.
That's what matters to them.
That's the only years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that I feel like is narrow-mindedness, because that's the reason that the reason I think that Nintendo does it the best. Because they don't change who they are. Like they have a built-in fan base, because that's when you all have kids, that's the system you're gonna pivot to first for the most part for all of your kids and stuff. And they are, and this is the thing, Nintendo was fine with being a secondary system to all of these other systems. If you want to switch, is there for you. But we're not going to change what we are, and we're not. Now, it took them forever to give us online infrastructure. Yep. Think about it.
It's way behind everybody
literally
else.
2019 is when they made Switch Online. And they had you going through a mobile phone, because to them, they know that's not their ecosystem. And I'm not saying that PlayStation has to be, only what they were before, but I also feel like if they are great at what they're great, like Xbox is great for online. I always tell everybody, if you wanted the perfect console, you take Xbox's online infrastructure with PlayStation system, and you have Nintendo's IPs, and you combine it all together, you got the greatest thing ever made. But outside of that, it's like I feel like they try to be something they're not. And that's the thing I'm happy about with Xbox, because Xbox, think about it. Xbox stopped trying to be something they're not.
Right.
They are not.
That's a very good point.
They are not great at like developing brand new IPs on their own. That's why everybody gets on. Like, oh, they bought this, they bought that. Okay, that's fine. Yep. It's all under Xbox now, and Xbox made something that's good for them in Game Pass, because their core competency as a company is services. So Sony
bought those studios too, though. I mean, they bought those studios.
Yeah, they bought those studios because they bought those studios. But like I said, it just ultimately comes back to Xbox said, we don't care about selling systems. We want you to be in Game Pass, because Game Pass is our core competency. We don't care about PlayStation. We don't care about selling consoles. We don't care. PlayStation, on the other hand, says we still care about selling consoles, but you're trying to do something that you're not good at. You're trying to do something in a lane that you're not familiar with. Stick with what you're good at, and let people buy the games that they want to buy. And if they want your system, they'll buy it. If they want to play all those games as a service games or all those online games, they'll buy an Xbox. That's the best thing about the 7th generation, I felt, because I felt like there was something for it. You had a reason to own both systems. You had a reason to own a PS3. You had a reason to own an Xbox 360. I knew so many people that had both systems, and that's where we lost it over the Xbox One and PS4 generation, because people that bought Xboxes felt like, yes, I got an Xbox and a PlayStation, but there were so many people that felt like they didn't need to have an Xbox, because what did Xbox do? Lose their identity at the beginning of that generation. They finally got it back. Now PlayStation's doing what Xbox did in 2013. It's just crazy to me to see like the differences that kind of happen generation to generation. But I feel like PlayStation should just stick to what they're good at. And if they do that, people will buy their system no matter what. And if they lose sales because they don't have gas games, okay. Nintendo's not crying. They're not crying at all.
But Nintendo,
right.
but every exclusive game from Nintendo though is hitting
always sells
anywhere. Yeah,
always
7 to 30 million.
Nobody is going to sell. Nobody's going to ever sell games like Nintendo.
Nobody
will ever. Nobody will.
Right.
No one. Anybody. They say, "Oh, Spider-Man sold 20 million," or this game sold. Listen, Mario Kart from 2014 that they remastered for the Switch sold 50 million copies.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to approach those numbers.
No, but my point. But this is the thing right here that's the problem for Sony though. I agree with you. I think everybody on the panel agree with you that Sony should stay in their lane. But the thing that hurts them now is that where they had their success and where they could stay in their lane, it's getting that revenue from Call of Duty, getting that revenue from them third-party games that they had exclusive. That Call of Duty thing hurt them. That because now they got to pay Microsoft. It's a whole flip now. It's 70%. Xbox is getting 70%. Microsoft is getting 70% from them now. That's a whole different dynamic. Plus the fact that all these games are taking way longer to develop. It was like somebody, I think, that said it in a chat, which I totally agree, is that like these games cost upwards of $200 to $300 million to make, and it's taking anywhere from 5 to 8 years to make a brand new type of title. There is no, and then you asking people for 70, and then maybe at some point $80. People ain't going to do that. They're not going to do that. The casual market is not going to do that. The hardcore will, but the casual market will not.
Well, the casual market is all about where Call of Duty, Madden, NBA, Grand Theft Auto, wherever the. I always tell people the generation.
They're the free-to-play MTX generation.
Yeah, well, the generation doesn't truly start until EA says you can't play Madden on the last gen system.
Yeah.
Or you can't play Call of Duty on your Xbox or your PS4. The moment that happens is when you're going to see the numbers that we're seeing now. People keep talking like, "Oh, Xbox is like not selling as good as the Xbox One, or PlayStation 5 is selling more than the PS4." You're going to see stuff like that, but just imagine what happens when none of those top tier most played games, like you saw the list that shout out to Poster put up there. All what you see on that list: Madden, 2K, two Call of Duty games, Grand Theft Auto that's Fortnite. Grand Theft Auto that's a decade
13
and a half
years old.
Old ass game.
So when those games are not playable on an older platform and they are only on a newer one, like Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out, that's when you're going to see a mass exodus of the older gen and everybody coming to the newer gen. And where is Xbox going to be situated when that happens? Are they going to be in a way better place content wise? I think they will, because they're going to have a lot of games going into Game Pass and everything. But the thing is, what's going to happen with PlayStation? Because the things that they were good at, and that's why I say if they stay in their lane and be good at what they're good at, they'll have things for people to play. But right now, nobody knows what they have coming. So if Call of Duty, if they say EA next year says Madden and what's name's not coming to that generation, where are all the enticing games that people see going to be at on Xbox?
Okay. Exactly.
What PlayStation? MLB. If I was the CEO of PlayStation, which that might be dangerous for PlayStation, but in all actuality, to be honest,
you do a better job than some people would.
Amen.
But my thing would be, I would, because you can go after acquisitions, but then at that point, what kind of acquisitions would work for you? What wouldn't? I would stick to what they've been doing best, and they've been doing it their whole time of being a gaming platform. And I would this time would go ahead and spend that extra capital on going after some big titles. One is included in my mind is Grand Theft Auto 6. Give that to be a year exclusive. You know what I'm saying? And then go after those big titles. You know you're gonna have to put some big money up. But just imagine Grand Theft Auto 6 is a PlayStation exclusive for a year or for 2 years. Bruh, it ain't gonna matter what Xbox does except for bringing out Call of Duty. Anything else that Xbox does is not gonna touch that game for a long time, and consoles will soar and their revenue will go up, because that is the only place that you can buy it. That's the only smart decisions I think that they can do. But do they have the money to do that? And is willing 2K to want to do that, because they know that they will be losing out on some money.
What if Xbox did that though?
I would love
say that thing. I can see it going in your head. Oh Jesus!
Oh my goodness!
Because what 500 million, 700 million to Xbox is nothing.
Yep.
It's nothing. I don't see them doing that. But they definitely could.
Yeah.
They definitely could.
Welcome out to the over
chat here.
200 people in the chat, and then
Shout
let you read that. And then there's another one I want you to read right after. But go ahead and read the super chat.
Silent Cypher with the $10 super chat. Nintendo does it best because their fans are more than willing to bend over and take it up the tailpipe at whatever price they deem fit. Not wrong. I can't disagree with that. Not because it's worth it all the time, but because they can. Yeah, I mean, look, Nintendo deserves their reputation, but yeah, we all, like we say, Nintendo's just it's a different monster. One Bad Mother says the issue is that Sony isn't really Nintendo. Nintendo is like the Disney of gaming. Exactly, One Bad Mother. Sony has incredible console loyalty. Yep, they're like Apple.
Like Apple.
I guess they're like Apple. I wasn't finished reading that.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Sarcastic Torah says, for GTA 6 to be exclusive, I would ask for 20 billion. It will make that and sells more.
It'll make that and more, though. Yeah.
Yeah. ABK sold because they believed they had limited growth possibilities without AI. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Oh, that was a whole new one.
Shout out to
NVIDIA.
Stop taking off.
There was the one I cut off. Sorry.
No, you're good. He said, yeah, they aren't Apple either, where people follow them across everything. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with One Bad Mother. Nintendo's like, it's just its own thing. I really like that he said like the Disney of gaming. It really feels like that to me too.
They have a theme park, by the way.
They do.
They are Disney, basically.
Yeah. That's a good point. Good timing on that. Well, Disney's losing their ass with their theme parks, and Nintendo's like, let's do that too. But yeah, shout out to 200 over 200 people that are here tonight.
Yes.
And that's why Iger is going to sell Disney to Apple. I think that's going to be I think that's real.
Shareholders will want that. Shareholders will want that. Want that money.
Yep. And Iger tried to do it the first time before he left, and now he's back. That's all. He's just positioning to make that pot even sweeter.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
So can we talk about Spider-Man for just a second?
Yeah, sure.
Can I play something that I don't know?
Here it comes.
To me, what you act like you know what I'm going to do?
I know it's going to be spicy. Go ahead.
No.
Yeah.
Not this. This little clip right here.
I can't see. I'm blinded.
Worse, right? It's Bugman. What? Bugman 2. That's what they're saying right now. Buggy Man.
Marlon.
Talking about Bugman 2, because that's literally what it is. Y'all say PlayStation is quality, but look at how buggy and glitchy it is, and rightfully so. I've experienced some bugs yesterday too. I mean, were they major groundbreaking, glitches and bugs? No, but they were annoying. Like, I mean, I had a hard crash again yesterday when I was streaming out on Twitch, Road to Platinum, and I had a hard freeze. And then I had some NPCs standing in the air. And then I had some subscribers send me videos on PlayStation, showing me like somebody like falling through the freaking ground. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's there. Can't make it up. It's there. And no, like I said, no company is perfect. No studio is perfect.
Nope.
But I feel like the quality control was a bit.
Yeah, it was a bit something. There you go. Sorry, I had to play that.
Shout out to J Rock and Black Viking who supplied me with an endless amount of bugs to show on PlayStation. Make me wondering, why aren't people talking about this? But hey, it's not a bug unless I get it, right? If I haven't seen it and you've seen it, I don't care. F you and your bugs. That's what I saw on Twitter. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna play Spider-Man. I will. I'm not gonna buy it for 70. I'm gonna wait for a little bit of sale, but because the patch just like
this is not a reach out. I don't want anybody to buy it for me, but I'm saying the only way I would play it is if somebody bought it for me. I would not buy it.
Well,
at all.
I mean, but you kind of been hating on Spider-Man for a while, like calling it like DLC. I love Miles Morales. I love the original. I love the original Spider-Man.
Forte's
mine. Don't do that to yourself, man. Don't do that to yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm an equal opportunity gamer. For PlayStation, I wait till things are on sale. So it is. I can only spend so much money, anyways. My wife will kill me. Yeah, Silent Cypher, $10 super chat. Nintendo is a kid in the back of the classroom picking their nose and eating their boogers. They're not the same as the rest of the competition, but they're like They're idiot savants.
Oh my god!
Oh man.
Okay,
messy.
You being silent, getting real messy tonight.
Man, get him silent, boy. That boy messy. I love it.
All right,
goodness.
Look
what C Money said.
C Money. He's of course C Money's gonna take your side. WebDave, it is DLC. Oh, man.
It's some of the remember some DLC is better than the base game.
True that.
Yeah.
True that.
I mean, I think Miles Morales was better than the original Spider-Man.
Agreed.
But
I agree too.
Yes, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Miles Morales is better than the original Spider-Man, in my opinion.
Sorry to throw a wrench in things.
You're good. Congrats to Forte too. He won the when we were on C Money's podcast. He won the little contest that we had.
Let's go
going on there. I wasn't there, so I couldn't beat his ass, but I would have.
Whatever.
Just kidding. Shout out to you, C Money, and your awesome wife. Do not talk any shit about the flag because C Money's wife will literally slit your throat. I was Forte was there. He knows. I was scared. I was scared.
I was like, man, let me
and her machete.
Yeah.
No, Doodle was going ham.
Me and Mav were like, I only know like five. I only know like five flags. I'm Irish, so I know the Irish flag. I know like the Canadian one, like the Japanese one. And she's like, I don't care. I was like, oh shit, okay, all right,
bro. I almost felt bad saying like, listen, I couldn't tell you. I said all I know is what the Japan flag looks like. Right. I know what our flag looks like, and I know what the Canada flag looks like. I said all the rest of these flags. I'd be like, that could be this, but I don't really know.
Oh man!
A big shout out to Silent Cypher for gifting 5 subs.
Shout out to
subscribers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Chris Coleman, Dora Range. I can't. Oh my god, I can't pronounce half these. Can you read those? He's like, oh my goodness.
Which one are you talking
I need
about?
my glasses. Right after his gifted memberships, it says was gifted. There's the 5 that are listed right there.
Hold on. Oh, okay. I see where you are. Chris Coleman got it. Durange? Oh, that's the one you're having trouble with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sanchez Gaming, Jesse P, and Amit was gifted. Is that it?
All the amazing people.
The hooded. And the hooded Canuck. We love the hooded Canuck. Yeah.
And they have access to these amazing emojis. Sorry to mess up the show again.
You got all the cool hotness with the emojis and stuff.
Thanks, Cypher.
Yeah, thank you, Cypher. You super. He brings the slander on Nintendo, and then we can forgive him because he did 5 memberships.
Did you see that? Oh, give me 2 seconds. I gotta put this up because it's so relevant. As soon as it popped up in the feed, let's see.
Red Dead Panda's in here. My girl, I love you, Red. Hi, Red. Yeah, that's my boo. Yeah, 100%.
Oh goodness. Oh, where did it go? Oh, good. G maybe said it. Let's see here.
No, I'm sure this is spicy. G maybe.
No, not at all.
He's always messing with me. What'd you say now, G maybe?
I don't know. It was good. It was really funny. I just gotta bring it up. Why is it not showing up? That is so weird. Well, I'm just going to have to read it right off the chat because it's not coming up in the.
It says they don't want you to be messy.
No. So what he said was, and then I lost it again. Give me 2 seconds. You can delete it, did you, dude? Dun, dun, dun.
No, I didn't touch
is it. What we. Oh yeah. Okay. So let's see.
Is it the doodle comment?
It's what he said about so what Doodle said about.
Said Doodle straight up take your ass back to school.
Yes,
that one?
that's it.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's true. Yeah, listen, like on that whole thing, we're trying to me and Mav were like, listen, Doodle, I think you're giving Americans way too much credit. We're not that smart. Like Forte was saying, he's like, I know 5 flags, and I'm going to the flags I know. Yeah. And every flag Forte was saying were the ones that I knew too. And I was like, yeah, I think I got one more than that, and it was because I'm Irish. That's it.
That's why I say let me be country.
You
know what I'm saying? I'm a country boy from the United States. Excuse me, I'm bad with names and everything else, so don't let it be.
Oh man, that was a very fun show though. So thank you, C Money and Doodle, for inviting all of us on your end of October show. I can put
a whole bunch of flans in front of somebody and say, "Tell me which one is the Porkajo flan," and they'll be like, "I don't know."
Exactly. Oh man. So probably to close things up here, because these guys got to go, but I just wanted to talk about BlizzCon real quick. I'll just go over this real fast. That's coming November 3rd and November 4th. I don't know if this is exciting to anyone. BlizzCon kind of hit or miss for years now for me personally, but we got World of Warcraft. What's next coming up for World of Warcraft? You got Overwatch 2 Deep Dive, Overwatch 2, aka Overwatch 1.5. Very disappointed in that game. Even though I've put over 2,000 hours in that original game too, so that one pissed me off. World of Warcraft Classic. What's next for that? We got Hearthstone. What's next for that? Warcraft Rumblings. I have no clue what the hell that means. Maybe something new is coming up with Warcraft. World of Warcraft Deep Dive. Overwatch 2. What's next? Diablo. They got a campfire chat going on. Community night, and that's about it for BlizzCon. I don't know. Maybe Blizzard puts in Odyssey in there. Obviously, I'm looking at the thing that says everything is playing. Maybe they're going to mess around with us, and we actually see the new game that's coming out from Blizzard, which would be nice to see a new IP, because we always like to see new IP coming. And we also got Xbox Game Pass going to I think it's like Paris Games Week or whatever. So that should be interesting to see what comes out of that. I guess it's going to be Stalker 2, some more of that, which would be good, because I like to see some more Stalker stuff. And Ara History Untold and Towerborn, which will be coming out next year for Xbox and is on Game Pass, which I think is going to be an awesome game. We're also going to see some more stuff at the Paris show of Starfield, Forza Motorsport, Jusant, Headbangers, Rhythm Royale, Stalker 1 for the first time in France. I don't understand that. But that's pretty much it. But it's kind of going along the lines of talking about Xbox and marketing, and how we're kind of seeing, now that they own so damn much, you're seeing the marketing blitz happen, because they now are in charge of all these type of shows. They're in charge of Bethesda. They got BlizzCon. They got everything that Activision and Blizzard and King might have done for shows. So I think we're going to see a lot more of these shows coming out in the future.
And remember that Jess Corden said that this BlizzCon is definitely one you want to tune in for, as he has some insight that there's going to be a few big revelations made at the show, since it is now owned by Microsoft.
The only thing I want to hear, I want to hear from them at BlizzCon, there was 2 things.
Okay.
When am I going
to console?
When am I going to get something from StarCraft? Because that's they're not doing it, so that's the only thing I care about. Another one will be, when is Warcraft, like, are they working on a console port of Warcraft? But the other thing is, being a person that does like to play some games on PC, when is the integration for Battle.net going to happen?
Yes, Forte. I've been ringing that bell. Anyone who plays games with me when we play COD, I'm like, get this over with. Merge.
I said, if you want people to instantly take the Windows Store series, then don't use the Windows Store. Use Battle.net for the launcher. Replace it with Battle.net now that you own it, and put all your games over there for Game Pass, and then people will instantly like and play your games more on PC.
All they have to do is rebrand it and move everything over, right? Pretty much.
That's it.
Just call it something else. Like whatever. I'm fine with that.
Well, even if they just call it Xbox Battle.net
That's what I would say. Name it game. Yeah, name it Xbox BattleNet. I don't care. I'd rather them keep it just BattleNet.
Yeah. I was going to say that's just keep it BattleNet, and then just put the Xbox logo behind it or something.
Perfect.
Or turn it green. I don't know, but just keep it BattleNet.
right. Just color code
because it already has the established. Everybody knows it's so great, and everybody wants that to happen. So why not just keep that and integrate it into the new name? I mean, it makes sense from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah, 100%. And in case you guys didn't know, some like bigger games that are coming to Game Pass next month is Like a Dragon Gaiden and Persona 5 Tactica. So those will be coming next month as well. In case you didn't know, so now you know. Yeah,
there you go.
Tactica looks like it might be pretty cool. I might have to give that.
What's that game dropping on the 31st? The climbing game. Really, I want to play that one.
Oh yeah,
that looks great. Jusant?
Jusant. Yeah, Jusant.
Jusant looks great, dude.
Really want that.
I agree.
That looks really good.
Yeah, I think that one looks really cool. So yeah, looking forward to it. But that's all I got, Dave. That's all I got for subjects. So
sounds great, guys. Man, what a great show. What a great panel, and what an amazing chat. God, you guys were absolutely awesome and on fire. Thank you all so much for being here. And as we go around the horn, tell everybody, in the description below is everybody's information, just so you know, already there. And they're going to be also when this replays, and then also when you if you listen to it audio, it's going to be in there as well in the description. So please don't hesitate to go over to these amazing content creators and subscribe to their channels. And not only that, but hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of their great content. And if any of their great content overlaps with another great content provider, you can always watch one live, watch one later, because it really does help. And hitting the like button on all these channels helps everybody in the community. And we greatly appreciate that. We want to make sure that you support them like you support us. And we so appreciate each and everybody being here. So thank you so much. Let's start off with our first timer, and hopefully he'll be back. Oh, look, even Paris Lily's here. What does he say? He says, hit that bell. Welcome, Paris Lily.
Appreciate you,
love
buddy.
having you here. Hopefully in February, he's actually going to be a guest. He said, catch me after football season, which I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Because Monday night is on right now.
Exactly. We get that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes,
Hey, Megan,
yes, sir.
thank you so much for being here. So tell everybody where they can reach you, man.
Thank you. Hey, man, it was a pleasure, man. Thanks. I'm always excited when people ask me to come on to be a part of their shows. If I got the time, I'll do it. I have no problem with coming through and help supporting any and everybody, man. I just think that that's the one beautiful thing about the community is once, we all get to do something for one another and just show love and support, man. It's great. But yeah, you can find me on my channel, KMEGA 405. We just had the GRG podcast Friday night. Come and check it out. We always just have a good time. We're just wild on Friday nights, you know what I'm saying, kind of sending you guys off to get you ready for the weekend. Usually I also do a podcast on Mondays with my brother Ham Solo. We do this thing called the crossover, where we do it on my channel one week and then the other channel on his channel the other week. Check that out. I'm also on Twitter X, which is at KMEGA4. And also, like, I haven't been doing Fight Night Sunday, which is usually me playing all different types of fighters on late Sunday night, because I want to try to get through all these single player games. So I got it on ice, but it will come back. And man, because there's so much stuff coming with Mortal Kombat that's coming. So yeah, I hope you guys check that out. But man, really do appreciate you guys having me on, man. Yeah, and I'll come back again for sure. Yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. You were great.
Thank you.
And of course, we have returning. He actually came back. Yay! I knew he would. I'm so glad that he did, and I really appreciate him being here. Gaming Forte, sir, thank you so much for your time. And I'm sorry if RHETRI pinned you as the PlayStation guy.
Hey, listen, no, it's right. It's fine.
I got the Xbox book right here, man. Man, they got the sign. Come on over to the Xbox contract right here.
We love you, Forte. We love you, dude.
Nah, man, I love it too. I love you guys. You guys do a great job. It's happy to be here with you guys as always. And you all are welcome. I got to get all of you guys over on DPS, man. You haven't been over there yet. Yeah. It's a great time.
Yeah.
For myself, well, first of all, great show, great chat. Chat was amazing today.
Yes,
shout out to the over 200 people that you had here today, and
fantastic.
With that being said, Gaming Forte, YouTube and Twitter, Xbox Live and PlayStation, same thing everywhere. DBS Podcast with the homie Slow-Mo Backslap is every Thursday 9 p.m. Come check us out. We actually have the DPS channel too, because we do the same thing you guys do. We multi-stream on 2 different channels, depending on week it is. We had the show this week on my channel, so come check it out. Really good episode. We had Kay Asante on there, so
nice.
shout out to the homie, and it was a great time. But follow us over there, and play the games that you enjoy your weekend, and have a good weekend, guys.
Yes.
Awesome, dude. I love it. RHETRI, tell everybody where they can find you. Hold on, I'm gonna put it on the
me. You can find me at Game Pass _daily on Twitter, just shouting, from the rooftops that Game Pass is the best shit of all time. And Game Pass Daily on YouTube, guys. I'm almost at 700 subs, trying to crawl my way to 1,000. We will be having a podcast there on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. very soon. I'm not ready to quite say everybody who's on the podcast, but it's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to do some different things, we hope, than your regular podcasters. So we're cooking over there, man. Things are moving along. So thank you guys for being here tonight. Forte and KMEGA. This was a real great conversation tonight, and chat. You guys were absolutely on fire. Thank you so much for coming out, man. It was a blast. And we got a new member here, Yodani Quezada. I never know how to say his name. Definitely someone in the community we all know. I appreciate you, brother, for joining the community and the Gamers Council, man. Thank you.
Exactly right. We do appreciate that. And when RHETRI does make the announcement for his new show, guess where he's going to make the announcement at?
World premiere.
Right here.
On the Xbox stage, apparently.
Oh man, I gotta fill up. I gotta fill up my soundboard now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Dude, I got some good ones I can send you. Goodness. There we go.
He does.
But yeah, it was a great show tonight, guys. You guys are all awesome and amazing. And I mean, we had over 200 people in the chat at one time, and so that's always it's very humbling, and we much appreciate it, and love being here. Not sure who our guests are going to be yet. We haven't even figured that out yet. But we're gonna start sending out the bat signals probably coming on Monday or Tuesday, and start to build a mega panel, because I know. Because coming up this week, we got some stuff coming up. We know there's going to be some news coming from somewhere. I know it's coming. It's coming. I'm so excited. But thank you for everybody for being here on Gamers Council.
Game over.